Damo from the Charter Connection Fishing Charters and the Charter Vessel Diversity out of Gulf Harbour Marina. We're just out and about on the road today, so I'll have to do my report from in the car. Last weekend was pretty good conditions, and we were out off the top of Coromandel again. We've been sort of hammering that area pretty hard. It's been pretty productive, sort of getting between 50 and 60 fish a day out of there. Also getting some big blue cod, terraqui, John Dory, snapper of course, and there's been a few sharks as well. So and we're getting a few cuda just on the edges of the channel, but not so much in it. So that's one of the reasons we're there, because if you tend to go to Little Barrier or up around Horn Rock and places like that, then you do tend to run into a few of those cuda, and once they find you, they seem to stick with you. They've got a long lateral line that runs down their body, and they're very good at picking up vibration and sound through the water, and those buggers will come in and they'll hit you pretty hard. So that's what's been happening out there. So pretty good for the top of Coromandel. We had some big tides there for a bit. They've eased off a wee bit now, so things will be a bit more manageable. And doing this in the car is a hard case actually. Just had to divert around a rubbish bin that got blown across the road. The weather out here is pretty stormy, so we've got about 30 odd knots of breeze, maybe more, 40 in the gusts, and rain. You can probably see a bit of spotting on the window there beside me. But so Coromandel is the pick of the bunch at the moment. The cooters get into it elsewhere, and last trip was the kids' trip, which they fished in pretty close, and although it's all about the kids catching a fish and not necessarily about filling the boat with fish or catching a 20-pounder each, pretty sure they all had a pretty good time. So I'll flash some photos up at the end of this, we'll show you all about that. The other thing that's been happening is we're getting a lot of questions about what are the best baits, and I've mentioned this before, and after seeing some of the crap bait that turns up on board, I'm going to mention it again. The New Zealand pilchards are the best pilchards that you can get. End of. We also use the Loligo squid, the Californian squid. I like the squid. It's a smaller squid. It's pale. It's white. I don't think that the colour has bugger all to do with it, but the reason I like the squid is that it is normally very well presented, and it is also food grade. So what happens to it when it's caught, it's immediately frozen down on board the ship, rather than some of the New Zealand squid that just gets chucked in a bin or chucked in a slurry with some other fish and banged into a bin in the ice hole, left to sit there till the end of the trip, then gets pulled out, then gets processed, then gets frozen, then gets probably partially defrosted, then gets transported, and it just goes through this whole process. And that's why our squid that you buy here, New Zealand squid, is pretty much crap, and I don't particularly use it. I find it to be very tough, which is a good thing on the bait, but if they're on the bite, they'll smash it no problem. If they're not on the bite, then it's not such a good thing, I think. That's just my humble opinion. I don't know bugger all about it. So the stuff that you find in the bags, I don't know who does it, I don't even bother looking, but it's normally pink. It's normally takes about 10 minutes to defrost, and it just oozes out gooey, mushy crap, and it's just not good squid at all. I don't like it. I don't rate it. Also, if you're going to use one of those as a whole bait, they're quite large, so they take a bit of rigging, and also you might sit there a wee while rather than put on a Loligo squid, which is about the length of your palm of your hand, I would say, and is a lot neater bait. It casts better, and it also is a bit more streamlined, and it won't sit there and spin in the current, and so that's why I use those. The other bait I've been using is some skipjacks I got from the game fishing season. When we're out down by the Mercury Islands and up north and all over the place, and I've been finding these skipjacks, which I got a few of them, stuck them in the freezer. I looked after them this time rather than just bundle them in the freezer, and this time I looked after them a bit better, and they're working pretty good, both in strips and in cubes on the droppers. So that's the other thing that's been working pretty good. So far as lure fishing goes, really enjoying the success with the Squid Vicious from Berkeley, the Jitterbug from Ocean Angler, and the Lucanus from Shimano, the Lucanus and the bottom ships have both been catching quite a lot of fish. Been finding the colour this week has been more of a pink colour, well, the pink feathers anyway, not feathers, the tassels or the skirt, whatever you want to call it, the dangly bit on the end. It seems to be pink. It doesn't matter so much what the colour of the jig is, I think, because I don't think the fish are particularly that interested in that. They're more probably interested in the part that's moving, and that will be the skirt. And so I've been finding pink has been a better colour this week for us, but we are fishing on the reefs. We haven't really been fishing on the sand other than one trip where we bowled over about 40 schoolies on the way to Coromandel. Anyway, that's us this week. Looks like the weather's going to go from the north round to the south and be pretty reasonable by about Wednesday, I would say. So that's when we're next out. I'll update you after that. Catch us up on Facebook, Diversity-Fishing. We've also got the Lucky Angler photo up there. What happens with that is we stick up a photo of an angler that's been on the boat recently, normally. There's only been 2 so far, so we'll say recently and normally. And that angler has then 7 days to get in touch with us and get a free trip. Too easy. We're also at charterconnection.co.nz, and you can catch us up there as well. Got the $99 special still on, all the way through to the end of August. Get amongst it. Plenty of others are.